So you started out with in your series with something you called describing something you called the financial cliff. And you said customers need to try to avoid the financial cliff. So tell me more about that because when I first read that, I'm like, what do you mean by financial cliff?
It's really like step one is to measure it, right? Because
Right.
a lot of customers, and especially big, obviously the bigger you are, tend to get bigger discounts, bigger, more impactful concessions. But it's always been true that at renewal time, those all go away and you have to renegotiate them unless you have some clause that has, survivability, but that's pretty rare. So that's always been the case. But now with these compounding effects of all these other changes, like let's say you're a level D customer and you had a really nice discount on E5. Well, now that discount's gone and now your level D volume discount is gone. And let's say you're coming to the end of a 5-year agreement, which is happening a lot because Microsoft signed a lot of 5-year agreements 5 years ago, and they're starting to come due. And there's been 3 price increases since you signed that agreement that you're protected from, plus the new one coming in July, plus the changes of the volume licensing. Like you add all that up, and you could be in for a big shocker at renewal. Like let's just, for round numbers, let's say my EA is $1 million a year. Well, if you factor for all of those things and then look at what your renewal will be like in the new world, what if that comes back $3 million a year or
Mm,
4 million or 5 million? Because that's happening right now.
mm,
That order of magnitude, every customer is different. But the first thing you need to do is measure that so that you know what you're up against. And the reason why we wrote that first is because that doesn't matter timing. Like it doesn't matter if you signed your EA yesterday or your EA is coming due in 3 months. Like the first step is to get that measurement in place. Especially if you just signed your EA, because now you want to know what you're in store for. 3 years, 5 years down the road. And if you want to, sort of measure that on a regular basis, like annually or something, you can kind of keep track of things, or whenever Microsoft announces a new change, and you can be like, okay, well, how does that affect my fiscal cliff? Because that could have an impact on what you roll out, when, how what your roadmap looks like. If you've got a big financial challenge ahead of you, that may change how you make decisions today.
mm. Right. I think it's really good advice because I think a lot of people I talk to just say, well, I already know what I pay now, right? So it's not going to be that much more. And you're saying don't assume that and don't assume it's business as usual, basically.
Yep, that's exactly right.